Time now 8:20. Jazzing up your walls or furniture could be easier than you think, maybe just a couple of brush strokes away. Here once again to, of course, give us lots of easy tips. This time, Chet, designer extraordinaire, you're teaching us how to stencil.
How to stencil. You know, Jen, the last time we did striping on the show, I got so much feedback from that. So I thought I'd want the audience to know just a little bit more about the DIY, the do-it-yourself. So I thought if striping was such a big hit, why not do another segment on something that people can do themselves? And I thought about doing stenciling.
I'm interested to learn. I would like to try this. I have an arch in my condo that I've always wanted to do something with, and this might be it.
Yeah, we've been talking about it before we went on. So actually, stenciling is it's a really easy art form, and basically you can get stencils in different ways. You can actually make a stencil yourself. You can go online and then print out something that you like and then cut the stencil yourself. You can buy the stencil at at a store like Big Lots or something like that that would have some type of stenciling, or basically, you know, this is the stencil that I made.
You made this yourself?
I made this myself with the help of my friend Corey Michaels. Yeah, it's a little intricate.
Detailed.
That's very detailed. That's why Corey came in and helped me out with that.
Corey had to help me out too.
Yeah, so stenciling is something that's really great. And once again, you know, stenciling, there's different types of stenciling. We get a little intricate with this stenciling because it was for the beauty audience.
How did you make this?
We actually, Corey came up with the great idea that we were going to make kind of like a wheel. And then with the wheel, we cut out the base of it first, and then he started with these really intricate little things where he just basically just cut it out.
With scissors? With
scissors and with the Sharpie with an edge, and he just went and really cut it out really well. I mean, it's a little more intricate and a little more detailed than I can do, but yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, this is totally an artisan work.
But if you can't do this, you can buy one pre-made.
Absolutely, or you can make one a little more simple than this. It doesn't have to be that, you know, extraordinary.
I could never do that.
We may be doing it this weekend. So what you do here is you place your stencil on the top of your wall. Once you do that, you take your spackling.
Now, do you tape it in place somehow?
You do tape it in place. You tape it in place, and once you do that, you got to be sure that you're using the blue masking tape and not use the gray tape.
It's going to rip all the paint off my wall.
It's going to rip off the paint, exactly.
And I'm going to call Chet.
Yeah. So once you do this, you place this and you tape it down, and then you take your spackling. Once you do that.
And what are you using here? What's in that?
What's in here? This is actually metallic paint.
Metallic paint. Okay.
Always buy local Helm paint. With the metallic paint, you mix it with a little of the glazing.
Okay.
Once you do that, you take it and you place it on top of your wall. And you want to start out at one small section at a time and not to try to work the whole thing.
Okay.
So once you do the spackling, you take it down.
Well, what's a small section? A couple of inches?
A couple of inches. I would start out, you know, if you're going to do this, like for instance, this piece here, I'd break it in 4.
Okay.
And once you do that, I'd work one section at a time.
Okay.
Once you work that section, and you don't want to put a heavy coat of this on it, you want to be sure that you're doing a light coat because we're going to pick the stencil up, and then on top of that, we're going to put the glazing on top of it.
Okay.
So once we do that, we lift this stencil up.
All right. Let me
and
hold that.
Yes, that'd be great. It kind of has this raised effect.
Oh, yeah.
Then you take your glazing that we put a little bit of tint to, and you brush it right on top of that. Remember,
we're doing that. It looks like it's covering it all up.
But you'll see how we'll take it off.
Okay. I'm getting ahead of you.
Yeah, that's okay. We're going to take our rag, and we're just going to wipe it lightly.
Huh.
See?
So the glaze then sticks to the spackle, but wipes off of the wall.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I think you're going to have fun with this weekend.
You just keep your cell phone on.
Okay. And so once we do that, then we put the actual stencil back on it.
Oh, so you have to line it up exactly?
Yeah. Well, you can, but once again, you know, this is a DIY, do-it-yourself. You're letting your own creative side come out. You can basically do whatever you want. There is no wrong or right way, because if you mess up, you just paint over and you start over.
How many times I have to do that?
Yeah. So
you get a gallon of paint.
So you place it on top of that, and then you want to glaze over it again.
Again? Okay.
And once you glaze over it again, then you let it dry for a little while, and then once that's done, this is what your finished product is going to look like.
That's awesome.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It has a really great feel to it. I love the fact that the back of it, the texture of it is really what's important. And that's the great thing about stenciling, and also when you're striping, it's all about the texture that is really important. I mean, you can feel it. You can see it add so much life to a wall that could be, you know, a dull wall. Doesn't have to be expensive. I like to say design doesn't have to be expensive, and you can always let your creative side come out once you're doing this. And if it doesn't work for you the first time, try again.
Try again.
Yeah, and here is another stencil.
Okay, real quick.
Okay.
We gotta go.
Here's another stencil piece that we done, and this is basically done with just a leaf. You put on top of it, you stencil over it, and then you peel it off. Kind of the same concept that we've done here.
Gorgeous.
It's all about the texture with this.
Gorgeous. Chet Porchot, thank you again for another
You're
great
welcome.
do-it-yourself idea. Keep it right here on Fox 8 News.